Hello there. I believe you've met this term or this statement in your business provider, you are in business, you are in career, you are offering services probably. As somebody told you that they met somebody who offered a better price, a cheaper price compared to what you're offering. Probably you're in business with this person and you offer them a discount or a price reduction in terms of to maintain that client or to get a sale. This is one of the things I want to address in this video, and what I'm going to talk about is what we call the transactional language. Many people do not understand that every system has a language in which it transacts in. I was reading the Bible, and one of the things that I picked in the story of Daniel, you find that in Daniel chapter number 1, when we are being introduced to the story of Daniel, it talks about a fundamental thing, that when they were selecting them, the king gave an order, and this was the order, that you find intelligent people, you find handsome, and after all this skilled men of understanding, and after all this trait, the king gave a very important command that these people should be taught the Babylonian language. In other words, they should be taught on how to transact in the system of the Babylonian. Now, you might be asking yourself, what do I mean by this? A system or a Babylonian system is more of a familiarity, a system of familiarity. And when you're talking about familiarity, you find that the more you transact with somebody, the more they get familiar with you. And if the foundation is not right, you find that these people might take advantage of the things or the services that you offer by virtue of familiarity. For example, you've been dealing or in business with this person for quite some time, selling at this price. And then one day, because you find it better to cut a price or rather to offer a discount, or probably you encountered a loss in your business, you're struggling, you're not hitting your profits, you're not hitting your margins, your KPIs are lacking. And you find it wise to do it, to cut a price. You find that if you're not wise in terms of how you're going to project that discount, this client might take advantage of what you're doing, and in the next transaction, they might come with a counter statement that is going to make your business or your transaction hard. And many people in business struggle with this statement because at the end of the day, when somebody tells you that they found a better price than what you are offering, you might be tempted to do what? To cut the price. But that is something that I want to address in this video. So stay with me. I'm Jackton Emmanuel Juma, the potter they call me. Why did I introduce the aspect of transactional language? This is why I introduced this thing. On your transactional language, it involves how you set your system. What do I mean by this? Systems run businesses. Systems run economies. System runs an institution. An institution that is governed by emotions and feelings, it's not a system that lasts. A system that is governed by motivation is not a system that lasts. You find that there are people that try something, or rather in the formative years of establishing their business, they tend to rely more on the motivation behind what they're doing. But what they don't understand is that when they don't establish the proper language in the onset of the business, they might struggle henceforth sustaining that business. And this comes to three formulas that, or rather the three words, that the magic words that are used to define the formative years: the what, the how, and the why. The why determines why are you doing this business, and the how you're going to transact in this business, and the what you're going to do. Now let me give you a perfect example. Why is it that Apple is one of the companies that has been in business for long and it still stands out as a profitable business? It is not because of the brand or rather the product, it is the reason why they make the products they make. Take for an example, an iPhone, or let me go back to the years when we were in high school. There is one thing we used to call an iPod. Before iPods, you had discs and cassettes. You find that you could have at least 10 songs, 15 songs in that cassette. So there was a limitation in the number of songs that you could have within that disc. As time came by, Apple sat down and they thought of a way in which they can carry many songs in one device that is going to enable somebody to do it, to listen to more songs at their own convenience. Because for a disc, you needed another gadget, a machine probably to play the music and everything. So they sat down and they imagined, if we could create a device that is going to enable somebody to work with it and still have that experience of listening to songs, they could sell. So when they created an iPod, they did not market it with the terms of we are bringing an iPod that is going to carry 1,000 songs and all those details. No, this is what they said. They say that, how about we bring you an experience where you are going to carry 1,000 songs at your convenience. Listen to them whether you are working out, whether you are in business, whether you are in sports, wherever that you are. This is what we are going to present to you. We are going to present to you a device that is going to give you that experience. So what they are selling, it is not the device. They are selling the experience that you are at your convenience. You're going to listen whether you are traveling or in bus or wherever. And we find that many people bought this gadget not because of the price, but because of the experience. And you find that many businesses sell the product and not the experience that somebody is going to get out of that product. And you find that language of selling the product is more of a limited language, because once you attach the price tag and somebody else comes with a better price or a cheaper price, you'll be forced to fight a price tag war, which at the end of the day, no multi-billion business has been established on the walls of price. It is established, or rather a company that is sustained is established by the system, the transactional language. So today, when you hear of Apple regular, we hear of Apple as a luxurious thing, as a commodity of efficiency. You find me? So why am I bringing this language? Because at the end of the day, as I began this journey, I told you that I'm in the business of raising a community, a society, where people come together. You are struggling in your business, you are struggling in your occupation, you are struggling in your career, and when you come to this platform, you find people of the same mind, of the same intelligence, of the same motivation and everything, and they try to push you, to sustain you, to give you the knowledge and the skill that you need to your next capacity. That is what I try to do. That is what I bring together. And so you find that one of the things that we've been struggling with, it's how to raise a system that is functional over a longer period of time. Because what do I mean by this? Somebody says, I want to cultivate a reading culture. I want to cultivate a healthy lifestyle. I want to ensure that I'm fit. You get me? But you find that there is a day, let me give this funny story. There was a day I went to the gym. And then I went to the gym because of the excitement. I wanted to do it. I wanted to get muscles and everything. And so I went to the gym on the first day, and I was with my cousin over there. And you find that he took me through a session of working out. And I was so passionate, I was so vigorous in the activities. He could tell me to do 10 lifts, I could do even 20, because I was excited, the motivation was there. What happened is that the next day I could not even lift a single hand. And the guy is calling me like, can you come and do this thing? And I'm like, no. If this is what you're talking about, then I'm out of this thing. But what I did not understand is that the reason why I went there for that workout, for that moment, because I was motivated. I depended on the mood and the feeling. The next day, the mood and the feeling was not there, and so I could not work out. And this is the problem that many people encounter in the formative years. You are starting a business, you are starting a career, you are starting whatever field that you ventured in. You start with the motivation, the fire behind it, the capital is right, the tools are right, the environment is right, and then you go there with the motivation. And then you find that at the end of the day, it hits you so hard that the ground is totally different with what you expected. Then what do you do? What do you do? That is where discipline comes in. Discipline is preferred to motivation. You see, when we're talking about motivation will start with the curve that is going to go up, but the next curve is going to be a little bit higher. As it progresses, it's a downfall. But you see, with discipline, it's consistent. It ensures consistency. And so in your formative years, in that building stage, in that early stage, in that business, in that career, in that pursuit that you're having, it is very important for you to be disciplined enough, to train yourself to be disciplined. And what do I mean by this? Set habits that are going to ensure that on a daily basis, you're going to work on that thing that you promised yourself. If it's a reading culture, sometimes reading is hard, but you're traveling, carry a book within your journey, read within the session, you're doing your business, you're working out, carry out the books, listen to them. You find that when you cultivate such kind of habits, they enable you to do it, to sustain the kind of lifestyle that you wanted, the reading culture that you wanted. And so let me go back to where I began from. How do you counterattack this kind of experience where you went to a client and then the client told you, you know what, the services that you are offering are kind of expensive. The services that you are offering I checked with the market, they are a bit lower. How do you counter that? You see, the problem with this person is the foundation that you set with this client. And what was the foundation? You wanted to make more sales. I've been in marketing, by the way. I've done marketing for 5 years, and I understand what I mean. Sometimes you're frustrated, you did not meet your target, you did not sell, you did not hit the margins that you required. And so you find that unaenda kuambia say, you know what, I'm going to offer this product. Last time I sold you at 100 bob, but today I'm going to sell you at 90 bob. And so what you don't understand is that there is a language you're trying to establish. There is a language. You rather do this. You rather sell the product at 100 bob and offer one extra free product. What's the difference between these two approaches? Somebody who offers a price cut, you find that this person will need to offer more price cuts in order for him to sustain that business. The next time the client will say, why can't you give it at 85 bob? Why can't you give it at 80 bob? But you see, when you went with the mentality of the full price with an extra, when you remove the extra, the price is not affected. And so you find that you ought to buy loyalty from this person by improving the experience, but not cutting the price. Because the moment you cut the price, you need to sustain that business with cutting price. And the long run, that is a business that does not work. And that's why you find that many companies are in the promotional business, promoting the services on YouTube and in televisions and road shows and everything, because they want to create the motivation, the excitement in the clients. But that does not last in business. Create the experience from the foundational level. You get me? And so I believe that when you do that, when you establish the rules as early as that, then it becomes easier for you to transact henceforth, even as you're going to build. When you're going to sustain the loyalty of this customer, it will become easier for you to sustain that business.